In this video, I want to talk about DMT regarding the breakthrough level doses and a theory that me and my brother came to after multiple sessions of trying this psychedelic DMT. So, if you've never heard of DMT, DMT is a very powerful psychedelic that it's taken in different ways. Most commonly, it's smoked as in the form of a freebase, but it's taken in forms of ayahuasca, changa, different pharmaceutical extractions of those compounds. But that's not what this video is going to be about. What I want to talk about is essentially, can you take too much DMT? And not to the point where it's dangerous, but to the point where you don't get anything out of it. Because this is what brought about me and my brother's theory is we've had multiple DMT experiences where you take it. Oh, and I want to add, I've never weighed my doses. I've never weighed out the milligrams of how much I'm taking. I always eyeball it and go, yeah, I'll take that much, or like if me and him are doing it, yeah, this will be enough for the both of us type thing. I never weigh it. And that's what kind of led to this idea. But we've both had multiple experiences where you take it and you're having visual hallucinations, geometry everywhere, things are moving, sounds sound weird, your body feels very strange, and that was the extent of the trips. Then we'd have trips where we'd take it, and for a split second you're having these geometric hallucinations and seeing things, but in a moment's notice afterwards, it's like you are catapulted inward into this dialogue, this story going on of some sort. And we've come to call that the breakthrough trips, is where you get sucked into this story that's going on, and you're not just on DMT seeing weird stuff, feeling weird, but you've taken the DMT and it has now began to bring you on this journey of some sort. And that's what people call the breakthroughs, I'd say, or that's what we think the breakthroughs are, is when you get taken away by the DMT rather than just you take it and just sit and kind of watch things look weird. It takes you away. Now, when talking about these taking you away trips, I've only tried to break through one time. And the one time that I tried to break through, I put a disgusting amount of DMT in the pipe. Way more than I ever have intended smoking just to myself. And this is where it gets interesting and kind of brings about that theory. So I go out in the woods, and I put on Icarus, shaman, ayahuasqueros Icarus, the stuff they chant down in ayahuasca ceremonies. And I have it playing through my phone, and usually with big serious trips like this, it's a level of seriousness to me where I'm not just kicking it, having fun. I'm taking a journey of some sort, a mysterious journey. And that's why I like to have this traditional Icarus Plane. So, massive amount of DMT in this pipe, Icarus Plane. I'm getting all this anxiety, and then I just tell myself, just fucking do it. Instead of building it all up and making yourself anxious and more concerned, to just do it. And I put the mission of get 3 hits in my head. Get 3 hits in. So I take the first hit, nothing's happening. My eyes start to water. I feel my body start to like tighten or loosen up a little bit. I take a second hit, it starts to feel like things are speeding up, but nothing is noticeably changing. It just feels like the intensity is increasing. By the third hit, everything in my vision looks like it's moving away and coming towards me, and the patterns are popping out in everything, and I can barely keep the lighter steady on the pipe to keep hitting it correctly. But I show myself I've gotten that third hit in. Okay, that's enough. Take 3 hits and you're done, right? So I put the pipe down and I lay down. And I just feel this completely intense darkness and incomprehensible transition of some sort happening like above me. And it's coming down around me and it's kind of like tucking itself under me. And I'm just listening to the Icarus, listen to the Icarus, let the Icarus play. And all of a sudden, nothing was happening. I wasn't anywhere. I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't thinking anything. And eventually, I heard the Icarus playing again. And I toned into the sound, and when I heard that, I heard the wind blowing through these trees, the woods I was in, and I felt it hit my body. And I opened my eyes, and I'm laying back, and I'm scrunching all these leaves and dirt all over me. And I sit up. And the first thing I'm still tripping nuts. Everything is churning, warping, moving, patterns and colors. Looks like a fucking mechanical maelstrom of wires and electricity or something like that. But I think to myself, where just was I? Where the hell did I just go? Because I took the DMT. Something was building. I blacked out. And now I'm just back here in the woods coming off a huge trip. And I think to myself, what the fuck? Like, no entities, no hallway, no interconnected beingness, literally nothing. Like amnesia, what we think death is like there's nothing. And then I get pulled out of it and I'm just here going, what the fuck just happened? That was my first actual realization that maybe there's a sweet spot in DMT, a sweet spot dose range where you get just the right amount in and you have full access to the visions, to thought coherency, to communication with the entities, to interaction with the actual experience going on itself. And that's the sweet spot. And if you fall short of that sweet spot, you're just kind of tripping a little bit. You're seeing weird stuff and feeling a little weird. You go past that sweet spot, you can't comprehend anything that's happening. It's just all DMT stuff. It's not you anymore and it's gone. You're gone. It's just entirely DMT. And it's multiple times it's been completely incomprehensible. You don't get anything from it. You don't remember anything. You don't remember what you saw, what you were thinking, what it felt like. It was just like you got sucked into this void, and then now you're back coming off of it. And as for my brother's experiences with this same phenomenon, is I had given him DMT one time, a breakthrough dose, a large dose to do on his own time. And he was up in his room one night and decided he wanted to try it out. So his trip was pretty straightforward. He began taking the hits, and he starts seeing this collage of everything he's been doing the past few months or weeks in his life, and it's all floating around in front of him, dancing around, playing around. And he decides to himself, let's go a little deeper. Let's make this a little bit more intense. So he takes one more hit while watching all this stuff go on. He takes one more hit. And all of a sudden he sees these 2 businessmen come rushing out from the right side of his vision and rush through this door that he didn't even see was there and shut it. And now he's not seeing anything. And it's just blackness. And all the visual perception has disappeared. He's just in his room in the darkness. And he still feels completely fucked. He said he was just laying there feeling more stoned off of DMT than he ever has, but nothing is happening. He's just laying there and like, what do I do now, you know? That made him think of the same phenomenon that I was talking about, where he took too much. He took too much to the point where that sweet spot, that interaction, that engagement zone that is prevalent in the DMT trip itself, he went past it, he surpassed it, and the entities themselves conveyed that to him. God damn it, he's taking another hit, we gotta get out of here. He's not gonna be able to comprehend what we're about to do next, or he won't remember it, so let's just get the fuck out of here and leave. And he's just left with a crazy body load, no visuals. And this has happened multiple times to us doing DMT, where we take the hits and we're engaged in this story, and then we take the hits and it's like nothing's really going on. We're just kind of seeing stuff a little bit and feeling a little weird, And I bet a lot of you have experience with this as well, the whole breakthrough idea. And yes, it's not recommended to not be weighing your doses that you take, especially with such a powerful psychedelic. But over time, you begin to be able to see, like, especially with a certain type of product, you begin to see, like, okay, that much will elicit this much effect. But don't get cocky. Don't get cocky, because I've broken through by just trying to take a few hits and have a nice little subtle trip where I'm just chilling. And next thing I know, I'm engaged in this crazy fucking story going on. There's actually a video on that trip in my channel. But that's basically it for this video. Too much DMT. Is there a sweet spot of dosing DMT where you get just that dose and you're seeing the visual hallucinations, the sounds, the feelings, the entities themselves are in full contact with you? And are there ways to surpass that where you can't comprehend what's going on, or fall short of it and not even get there yet? You know what I mean? So that's it for this video. I hope you thought it was interesting, maybe sparked a new concept in your mind, but I will be back with more. Thank you for watching.